Oh, on now, aren't we?
That's a weird zoom in. What's happening there?
Don't know.
Why is the camera going like that? I don't understand what's going on with that camera. Okay, hello and welcome to is it our third or fourth week?
I've lost track.
I think it's our fourth week on our lives. I think we are going to start making it fortnightly. So we're not going to have a live next week, but we're going to have one after. And then the more engagement we get with all of our lives, the more often we will do them. Today, we are basically just going to give you a service overview, what we offer, both on the YP team, currently... Wow, that word evaporated from my head then. Currently working under Stay Well, that little umbrella term, which is obviously Changes YP, North Staff's Mind, CYP, and the Dove service. So that's obviously so we can get the right support for the young people of Stoke-on-Trent. And then obviously we're going to go through what we offer on the adult service too. Good morning, Lorraine. I'm just going to wait just to see who joins us for a little bit and see who says hello. Our camera definitely isn't like that. I don't know what's going on there.
No, it sort of moved itself, didn't it?
Yeah. Strange one.
How are you this morning, Lorraine?
I don't know, I'm just trying to view it on my phone, see what it looks like on there. As usual, we will give it a couple of minutes and then get waffling because we know everyone comes back and watches it. Who else has just joined us? I wish it showed us. On your phone, it comes up when new people join. I know there's 2 people watching, but I don't know which 2 people. So say hello. We can see it in the comments. Christine, good morning. We've got 3. Who's joined us? Say hello so we can see you. What was I just doing? Oh, I was going to see what it looks like on... It's doing weird things this end, so I'm just going to have a little look if I can see us. I don't know where we are. But I can't see it like that, can I? We've got 3. Who's joined us? Say hello. Oh no, I zoomed in. That's weird. Isn't it? Anyway.
Okay, we've got a few more people in now. I just want to drop a hi.
All
good morning,
good.
Jackie.
Good morning, Jackie. Aha, so this is showing us. Good morning, Naila and Lisa. It's popping up now. So just to reiterate, what we're going to do today is go through what we offer both on the adult service and the young person service, which is currently operating under Stay Well.
Yeah, and if you want to just drop any comments as we go along, and we'll try and answer any questions that you may have.
Any questions about the service, mental health in general? It's just an overview today and just an open floor for questions about anything and everything mental health related. Good morning, Lisa. Lots of good mornings today, which is lovely. So first, I'm going to ramble on about the YP service because that's the one I've worked on and the one I know the most about, so it's easier. So it is Changes YP, but it is currently operating as Stay Well, which, like I said, is that kind of umbrella for the 3 services: Changes YP, the Dove service, and North Staff's Mind CYP. So it's the 3 services. So what we do is professionals, parents, whoever refer the young people into the CAMS hub. It is then decided what service is best for them, and having that little umbrella, what do you call it? Having that little umbrella for the 3 services means that we can give the young people the best possible support that's right for them. And if they do try the group work and that's not quite working out, they can do the one-to-one stuff. If they need the DOS service, we can move them across. So it just gives us that flexibility to get their path right. Kelly, my friend is really suffering off work, hospital pressure from financial services, no money, please help.
Okay, Kelly, do you want to just private messages some details off this chat, and then we can try and signpost your friend a little bit better to some services?
Yeah, that would be nice. Going back to the YP service, so there's lots of different things we offer on there. You have got the same as the adult service. You have your kind of wellness programs, which can be anything from 4 to 6 weeks. And in them, you will cover things like self-esteem, building resilience, self-image, kind of low mood and anxiety. But we tend not to kind of use words like anxiety and depression with the young people. So we do kind of say low mood or worry. You will cover general well-being and how to look after yourself, building your own wellness tools. And it is obviously all like the adult stuff based on kind of the 12 steps, just dressed up a little bit differently for the young people. We also do anger management, which is 4 weeks, I think, at the minute. Sometimes that dances between 3 and 4 weeks. But yeah, I think that's 4 weeks, and that looks at triggers, managing anxiety and things surrounded by anger, classic anger management techniques, and that is tailored for different ages. So we tend to do things 8 to 11, 11 to 15, and then like 16, 17, 18. We don't currently work with young people under 8, but what we do is offer training for parents of kids ages 5 to 11. So the parent training is currently with Charlotte, our wellness coach on the YP team, and that's just so we're offering support for the parents who do have the kids younger than 8 who are struggling. On the YP, we also have Decider programs, which is a little bit like the wellness, but it has different tools. So it's all same. It's general well-being, kind of building resilience, building tools, but different kinds of tools for different programs. So I think the wellness programs and the Deciders are got the same goal, but just a little bit differently. Different skills in there, because obviously different skills work better for different people. And then also on the YP, we have lots of socials, so things like games night, arts nights, that makes sense. Art night. What else do we have on YP socials? We have all sorts, quizzes, and then in the summer, obviously, Rona dependent, we always like do day trips out, like ice cream days, all the fun stuff. So there's lots you can get involved with. If you've got young people who are just kind of socially excluded and just need that interaction, things like just the socials might be enough. And then obviously, in true changes fashion, we have lots and lots of peer supports. At the minute, we're still doing them face-to-face and on Zoom. The YP team seem to think that we are going to keep the Zoom, which I think we are on the adults as well, aren't we?
Some of them, yes. Because
a lot of the young people find it easier to speak online first before face-to-face. I do think personally, going to give my personal opinion here, the face-to-face is better because it's getting you in the room, which I think is much nicer. But I think when people do have extreme social anxiety and stuff, if we can get them on Zoom, that is much better than nothing at all.
Yeah, and like I say, like on the adult service, they tend to try and start people off on a online Zoom peer support until they get a bit of confidence and meeting, talking to people. And then say try and take that extra step into a actual real life group. Just take that extra step. But again, it's just taking little, I say, smart goals really as they're building up to something bigger.
Absolutely. And just to give you a little overview of what them peer supports are like for anyone who's not been to one or has no clue what I'm on about. So each week, I'll just talk for the young people at the minute. The young people come in or go onto Zoom. It tends to be the same people every week. They find their group, their day, their time, and the same people come and they make loads of friends and They basically just give us an update of how their week's going, what they've done well, what they haven't, and we work towards a goal each week. So they'll all set 1, 2, 3, however many goals they want. And each week we'll kind of score. Do we think we've got a little bit closer to that goal? Do we think we've not done great with that goal this week? Have we become a bit stagnant? And then we'll have like small goals as well for the week. It just keeps them accountable for their wellness. What else do we do in them? Wow. Evaporated. Yeah, basically we do just chat. It's so nice. And it gives them opportunity to support each other as well. A lot of the YPs will advise each other, which is really nice. Because once they start taking responsibility for their own wellness, they get really empowered to feel like they're helping the group as well. And it does become such a sense of community in the room, and they become such good friends. It's so lovely. Some of them have been coming for literal years and years to the same group. And have we got them back out in the community yet with the YP?
Not yet, not peer support. I think there's a couple of socials out in the community.
Yeah, obviously the normal structure of changes, we would have peer supports out in fire stations all along the city, community rooms, wherever we can really, so that we can make it accessible to people all over the city, because obviously not everyone can get to our little wellness centre in Stoke.
Yeah, but as more and more venues start to open up and let more and more groups in, we will start to go wider with our services.
Yeah, absolutely. While we're on the Stay Well service, which is obviously what YP is running under at the minute, we also offer lots of training. Lots and lots of training that is delivered by our wonderful Donna Mountford. Again, you will find all this information on our website, on our social medias, which I will give you in a minute. But that is amazing. One of the really, really great courses she does at the minute is the Youth Mental Health First Aid, which is, I don't know how long that is.
It's 2 full days.
It's 2 full, yeah, it's 2 full days. I have done it twice, I should know. It's 2 full days and it covers everything. I'm gonna get my little thing up so I can explain it properly. Not that one. Okay, so the Youth Mental Health First Aid Training for professionals working with children and young people aged 8 to 18 living in Stoke-on-Trent. So it is limited to Stoke-on-Trent at the minute. She'll put new dates up on the website all the time and again on the social medias. So it's normally delivered here at Changes at the Wellbeing Centre. Jackie's just put new manager Donna after working for us 10 years. That's really exciting news, isn't it? I'm glad you've mentioned that, Jackie. So yes, she is our trainer, but she is also the new manager of YP. She has been here forever and she is incredible. So we're all really, really excited that she's the new manager on YP. I think she's going to do really special things with the team. You have to be a special person to be on YP anyway. I'm biased because I used to be on it, but it's a great team and a great service. I don't think you can beat it for young people in Stoke-on-Trent. I'm going to say it. I said it. It's out there. Can't beat it. Lorraine, Donna was amazing. Yes, she is. So the topics covered in the Youth Mental Health First Aid is anxiety, depression, suicide, psychosis, self-harm and eating disorders. So it can be quite heavy. It's quite a lot. It's not one of the more mild things we do. It does cover anything and everything, but it is really, really, really good, really helpful for people working with young people. And when we say professionals working with children and young people, that's anything from foster carers, teachers, anyone that's in contact with young people ages 8 to 18. Are you shaking your head then as if saying no?
No.
Oh, I thought it was like, no, that's wrong, Megan. Great. So the aims from this programme are to gain an in-depth understanding of mental health and factors that affect well-being amongst young people, develop practical skills to spot the triggers of mental health issues, feel confident to step in, reassure and support a young person in distress. I've just had a thought. No, ignore me. Enhance your interpersonal skills such as non-judgmental listening and learn to champion self-care. Self-care for life. I don't know what it said, that's what I said. That non-judgmental listening, I think, is one of the most powerful tools we can have. I like to think I'm quite good at it. Probably not. And this course usually would cost £300 per person if it was something you just wanted to do on your own. But it is something we deliver for free at the minute for the professionals in Stoke-on-Trent. And for more details on that, if you're interested or know someone or a bunch of teachers or whoever who would be interested, you would email Donna. I'm going to just write an email in there.
There is a small charge. It's not the full £300, but there is a small £20 charge for materials and the certificate.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. My bad. Donna,
But it's still a lot better than 300.
Yeah. So much better. So that's Donna. I've just put her email in the chat. So if you're interested in that or know someone or some people who would be interested, contact Donna. But she does also deliver lots of other training as well, like our CAMS delivery. Do you want to talk about that or no?
No.
No, absolutely not. So that's our tier 1 training. I'm sure lots of you watching have done that already, but again, Donna is fantastic. It's all about your trainer. She's great. And that's things like loss and bereavement, anger, and these are either like full day courses or half day courses. But we've got loads going on, loads. Absolutely loads. And that's, do we do anything else on Stay Well? Training, parent training, YP stuff, anger stuff.
And socials, haven't you?
Socials. There's literally anything and everything. If you know a young person that is struggling, even just a little bit, or even not struggling, they just want to learn a little bit more about themselves, socialise a little bit more, improve their mental health knowledge, their knowledge about themselves, then there is something for everyone. Just pick up the phone and give us a call. Email us, DM us. There's about 1 million ways you can contact us, and we will always contact you back. Shall we talk a little bit about adults?
Yeah, but before we do, we're doing some changes to our website. We're looking to put together a Q&A page or a frequently asked questions page. If you think back when you first came to Changes or when you first heard about Changes, what is it you would have liked to have known the answer to? What were you uncertain about? And if you have any thoughts, if you could drop them in the chat for us, and it just help us to build a useful page and a useful resource for people moving forward. People who are just coming to us fresh, who don't know what Changes is, doesn't know what recovery is. I mean, that'll be one of the questions. What is recovery?
What is recovery, Kris?
It's different to different people. But learning to live with rather than suffer from. Mental distress is how we look at it at Changes. Lorraine, not at all biased, says the adult service is amazing. But she's not wrong.
The whole Changes is just amazing. And I know we're all biased, but we see day in, day out how much it improves people's quality of life. So it's hard to not get passionate about it, you know? What were you worried about when you first ever came to Changes? What would be your frequently asked question?
Actually, not so much a question. It was, and it's something again I think we're going to look at doing. It was the unknown. And there was some information on the website about Changes, but if you're walking into the room for the first time, what are you expecting? What does a peer support meeting look like? I think we've talked about this. We're going to try and put a video together just to sort of show some of the venues, the different rooms, and what a peer support is like, and we'll give just an idea of how a peer support meeting flows. Jackie's asking, will this work?
Would that be your question?
A question about will Changes work? Yeah, that's a good question.
I mean, I suppose that's the thought when you try anything new.
Yeah.
Will this work? I like that one actually. I think we could phrase it a little bit better, Jackie. But yeah, will this work? Yeah, is it even worth my time? I like that one.
Yeah, and the honest answer is it will work for a lot of people. And like everything, everybody's ever so slightly different, so not everything works for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it's just like going to a gym to an extent, isn't it, as well? You've got to put the work in yourself. You can't just you can't just go to the gym, sit in a calf, sit in the spa and assume you're going to lose.
That's really rude. I feel personally attacked. I see where I'm going wrong. Lorraine, we are extremely passionate about seeing people supported and making changes in their lives, which makes life easier for them. To see people change and grow is a pleasure. It really is. It is hard to not get passionate about it, for sure. It's a very special service. I know we all think so, and we're all biased, but because it is. But yeah, like Kris was saying, do we think that would be helpful to do a walkthrough of the building so you can physically see what you're going to see when you get here? I feel like it's going to be helpful. I feel like that's next week's task.
I think I've said in one of my videos before, interviews, it took me 4 weeks to sort of build up the confidence, the courage to finding out about changes, to attending the first meeting. It's a big chunk of time. It wasn't as long as I was waiting to see a counsellor beforehand, which was 6 months. The 4 weeks was my choice, just because I didn't know what to expect. If I'd have wanted to, I could have gone to a peer support meeting that day, that week. It's what we do. There's something on every day.
Every day, not Saturday and Sunday, is there?
We do an online Saturday, do a Zoom Saturday session now. It's one of the things that's come out of the COVID online. We have got an option for a Saturday.
And are you still doing your fun stuff on the Saturdays, the bingo, the quizzes?
Yes, every other week, every other Saturday. So Saturday just gone was a bingo session. So there's nothing this Saturday, but Saturday after the 31st of August, 31st of July, sorry, as a quiz night, and that'll be 6:30. There'll be some details going up on Facebook soon.
He looks at me like there should be details going up on the Facebook soon, Megan.
Well,
there will
be now, yeah.
There will be.
Christine's question would be, how long will it take for me to get out of this despair I'm in?
Yeah, how long will it take? Will this work? How long will it take? I like these.
Yeah. Okay, that sort of comes back into... So one of my favourite steps is step 11, give it time. And I know there's always you want a quick fix, something that really happens quite quickly. And again, I think I might have talked about this before. When I first went to a GP with my mental health, there was medication given. And again, it's sort of expected that the way that I understood it at the time was this would fix me and it'd be very quick. I didn't understand that there was, at the time, it was more of a band-aid sort of approach, and I wasn't looking at the underlying issues. So again, it's different for different people, but again, the despair is always temporary. Mm-hmm. I know these are questions for the website, but we'll sort of give some thoughts to them as we're going forward.
Yeah. That is what a lot of the young people expect as well, that I found working on the young person service, that you were going to fix them. There was a magic wand, and that would always be my opening to my first sessions. We're not going to come to this programme and be cured and healed and fixed and wake up feeling amazing tomorrow. It's going to be hard work. But like I always say, it's hard work being happy, but it's also really hard work being sad. I know which hard work I'd prefer. It's not going to be easy, it never is, but it's always worth it. Always.
Yeah, like Lorraine says, giving it time can be hard, but with help and support, it can be easy. And it is. If you mental distress, mental illness is very isolating. That's one of the benefits I found about going to peer support. Beforehand, I was always, why me? Why am I feeling like this? I'm such a loser, pathetic. I'm the only one feeling like this. Go into a peer support group, and you're not alone. There are other people in the same boat as you, in a similar position. Never exactly the same. Everybody's life experiences are always different. So nobody's exactly the same as you, but very similar and understanding and empathetic, and like Megan said earlier, non-judgmental, which is hugely important. And so when I first came to Changes 12 years ago, the stigma around mental health was a lot higher than it was outside of changes, and the real world was a lot higher than it is now. So again, it's just difficult to accept really that there was an issue and something wrong. But you're saying you come back into step one, as accept, admit there's a problem. And again, that was a hard one for me to work towards. And again, coming back, admitting that I would always have some sort of problem. Again, coming back to the fact you are not necessarily going to be fixed. That was a hard one to accept as well. But once I had that sort of acceptance in place through the support, the changes, and the fabulous people here, it was really, it makes things easier once you've got something to aim towards, something you can sort of mould your life around more easily, rather than thinking it's not like a broken leg. 8 to 10 weeks in plaster and you're fixed. It's not like that. But that's a hard thing to accept. So it certainly was for me anyway.
Yeah. I think with the kids that can differ a little bit though. This is just my opinion, just putting thoughts out there. It can be quite temporary, the skills and stuff that they learn, and it can prevent these kind of long-term struggles. I do think the earlier the kids come in and get the tools and skills they need to self-regulate and manage their emotions, the more we prevent the distress later in life.
Absolutely. So when I was at school, mental health was never discussed. And it make you wonder how different things would be now if we had started talking about things.
Well, hopefully we're going to see a generation of people.
Yeah.
Because some of the kids that come into changes and speak about mental health, the way they articulate themselves, it blows me away sometimes. I'm like, yes. And like some of the little kids will talk in pictures like I do. And they'll be like, I remember one young person came in and she was like, when things get busy around my head, like loads of bees buzzing around my head, she says, that's when I know I need to talk to an adult and say, my brain feels busy, can you help? And I was like, oh, you kill me. They're just so good at talking about mental health. And I think a lot of the schools are doing some great work with the young people and mental health and being able to talk about their own feelings. And even just being able to label feelings, being able to say, I feel sad, I feel worried, I feel overwhelmed. It's just skills that even me as a young person wouldn't have been able to do. And once they can put a word to it or a picture to it or explain it in some way, they get such a sense of, oh, it's normal. It's normal to feel like a fizzy bottle of Coke sometimes that wants to explode. I know I need to do this when I feel fizzy, and that's part of the Decider programme, the fizziness, by the way. Lorraine, my favourite step is trust and cooperate. Working alongside others in changes is trusting that they will help you. Trusting the professionals, for example, GP, to help with any meds needed. Trust yourself to accept the help. I think that's one of the hardest things, and this is something I struggle with, accepting help. I like to deal with everything on my own, and I feel like it's a sign of weakness if I ask for support or help or say, do you know what, I'm not okay, I'm not doing great. But as I'm getting older, I'm getting better at enlisting that help when needed. For sure. Shall we talk about some of the peer supports?
Yeah, okay. So we mentioned like the peer supports, so it was certainly helpful for me. It's a way of meeting other people in a similar boat. You talk about what's been affecting you that week, that month, and get support from other people who have been in a similar position. It's not something read back to you from a book, it is based on life experiences. We keep everything recovery focused. So you'll get given a 12-step recovery program booklet. There you go, modeled by Megan, and you'll get given a WAP, a wellness action plan as well, which altogether will help you to put things together, help you to plan your recovery. And also just there as handy bits of information as well as you're going along. So like Meg says, we've got a few online groups still, but most of them now, as things are gradually opening up, our sessions are becoming more and more face-to-face. A lot of them are here at Victoria Court. There's a peer support group at Victoria Court every day of the week, and on Wednesdays and Tuesdays there's 2 of them. You need to book still, as we're still trying to keep some COVID safe protocols in place, so we keep trying to keep some element of social distancing in place in the sessions. So you do need to book because we are limited to numbers. You can book just by giving Lorraine a call on 07846 187 092, or drop a text and just say you'd like to book. But all the meetings, all the peer support groups are on the website, and hopefully we'll just drop a link to that shortly, that page, into the chat, because there's too many just to read out now. We also do have a lot of peer support groups in the community. We've got a recent one started at the Redgate Community Centre in Clayton. That's on a Monday, 1 till 3. We've got a new one in Leek starting. We've got the Foxlow Arts Centre. That's on a Tuesday, 1 till 3, and that starts on the 3rd of August. We reopened the meeting at the Oakwood Community Centre in Blurton. That's on a Wednesday at 6:30. We've also got meetings in Bradwell and at the Newcastle as well. There's just too many just to read out here, you'll just get lost with them. So what we'll do is, as I said, if Megan just wants to talk for a second, I will try and drop a link into the chat with everything.
Yeah, and I think we will be putting updated graphics onto all the websites and our social medias in the next couple of weeks with all the updated peer supports, any changes for COVID regulations and new groups opening. Again, just keep an eye on all the social medias, the websites. So our Instagram is, the gram is my favourite, that's my fave. We've got our Stay Well changes, which is what YP are running under at the minute, the young person service. So Stay Well changes is the Instagram for the young people, and then changes here for you is the Instagram for the adults. Changes here, and then the number 4 and the letter U, changes here for you. And then our Facebook, I'm assuming you've all got that because you're on it, but if you're watching this back on YouTube, our Facebook is Changes Health and Wellbeing.
If you do watch it on the YouTube, if you click on the banner picture, there is a link there. It'll take you straight through to us as well.
Exactly. If you're watching on Facebook and you've not been on the YouTube is Changes Health and Wellbeing as well. What else do we have? Twitter. Our Twitter is
At Changes HW.
At Changes HW. And I think that's all of them. I am going to try and get on the TikTok vibe soon. For all the young people out there. That might be a YP thing. I'm not sure. I don't know. Would adults enjoy seeing me make some fun TikToks? Who knows? Lorraine has... Yeah, we didn't get to that, Lorraine, yet.
Yeah, still working through things, Lorraine. But thank you for the reminder. Yeah. So yeah, we've got Mindful Colouring, which is at Victoria Court. That's on a Monday at 10 a.m. till 11:30. So
that started this week.
Yeah, again, you just need to book. And as she says, there's tea and toast available.
Oh, tea and toast. There's just something so satisfying about tea and toast, isn't there? What is it? I don't get it, but it is.
There's also something called a crafty chat session. Enjoy an afternoon crafting and chatting with like-minded people. That's on Thursdays at 1 till 3, and that's starting on the 5th of August.
Do you know what that reminds me of? Crafty chat. It's like what you try and sneak in between a shift, isn't it? A crafty chat. I'm here all day, don't worry.
So we've talked about getting the quiz, and we talked about the bingo every other Saturdays. We have on the Tuesday evenings at 7 o'clock, we have the Tales on Tuesday. That's where we have guest authors coming in every week, talking about their work and their motivations, take questions from everybody in the session. And then after that, there's just a general chat after, social chat, once the author's left. So sort of two different socials really. And then that's on Zoom, so there's no booking. Again, the link is on this web page that we've already put in for the peer support groups. So all the socials are on there as well. And on a Friday, there are 2 sessions. There's a beginner's guitar group and there's a music group. And again, they're at Victoria Court. And again, the details hopefully should be on the web page now. Again, they need booking just so we can keep distancing. As well as the peer support groups, there's also some what we call them psychoeducational workshops. So the peer support groups are there for you weekly. There's no time limit to them. You can attend as many as you want. Again, just bear in mind the booking at the moment. But they're open-ended and they're there to support you week in, week out. But the workshops that we provide as well help you to build up your wellness toolbox, really. You look at things in a bit more detail, helps put some more support for yourself into place. So we've got things like recovery workshop and well-being workshops. Again, I'm not going to go into too much detail with these, and they can be found on the website. But the next group of workshops that we have available are starting middle of August. So there's plenty of time for us yet to find out some information, and we'll probably talk about them a bit closer to the time in a bit more detail. We might try and get one of the wellness coaches in on this video just to talk about it, and it'll save our voices a bit as well. So yeah, quite a number of those. Most of those are at Victoria Court again, but there are some Zoom sessions as well if you're unable to travel in. Just one thing I don't think we've mentioned at all, said that all of our services and sessions that we provide are free for you as well. There's absolutely no charges. We're covered by funders, so all sessions are free. That's why it's one of these. It's an absolutely brilliant service.
That's why I think anyone and everyone should access. There is something for everyone.
Yeah, literally nothing to lose.
Nothing to lose, only things to gain. Knowledge, friends, community, fun. Another thing we do offer, might as well touch on it while we're here, is our volunteer coordinator training. And we have got some open days for that coming up, but I'll just let you know who it's for. So it's kind of anyone 18 and over. It is just Stoke-on-Trent, isn't it?
No.
No?
Not the coordinator training, no.
Okay. And that's also very free. It is a 17-week course, and our next one is starting on the 4th of October this year, 2021, and it will finish in spring 2022 with breaks for half term and Christmas holidays. So our OCN is what we call it, our coordinator training, is how a lot of our staff started, and then that's how we get on to be volunteers, coordinators, whatever, and it covers anything and everything about mental health and equips you to be one of our coordinators, and then as a lot of our volunteers and coordinators do, move on to be then staff or stay as volunteers, whatever suits them best.
It also helps just build up general confidence as well. It's not just, it can be used as a tool towards your recovery as well. You start to work with people, you learn how to work as a group, how to manage groups. Again, so it's just a brilliant wellness tool as well, just for confidence and self-esteem.
Yeah, it's great for confidence, isn't it?
Yeah, and as Jackie said, the 12 steps, just a great toolbox to improve anyone's mental well-being. And
on that, Jackie, that is what we are going to do. Not next week. We're going to do the week after. We're not going to do a live next week, but the week after we're going to go through the 12 steps bit by bit, give our opinion on them, how Kris and I use them in our lives, and hopefully we can get some interaction with you lot and how you use them, how they've helped you, or just your thoughts on them if you think they're useful, if they're not. But obviously, this is the foundation of changes, our 12 steps. And we're also going to go through a few of the things in this wellness action plan, like, I'm not going to go into it, like our wellness wheel, when we talked last week about kind of our holistic approach of identifying where we're lacking, what needs improvement, being specific. So that's what we're going to do on our next live, anyway, just so you know. So I'm not even going to ask you lot for ideas this week, because that's what we're doing.
Yeah. Like I say, if you want to find out more about the 12 steps and how you can sort of use those in more detail in your life, that's what our recovery workshop looks at in a lot of detail. It looks at 2 of the steps in a lot of detail every week. And again, like Jack says, it's just a brilliant tool to put in your toolbox and take with you.
And when we're talking about wellness tools and toolboxes, for anyone who's going, what are you on about? It's just anything that makes you feel well. So a wellness tool to me would be going to the gym or getting my nails done or talking to a friend.
Yeah, I'm just noticing Lorraine's. If anybody has any suggestions for what they would be interested in doing, please let us know. I'm thinking that's about the social activities. So Lorraine's always trying to put more social activities on. But again, it's got to be led by what you folks want to do, what you'd like us to do. I know Lorraine's exploring the possibilities of trying to bring our social meals back. Again, I think we're looking at trying to do that in Leek, but there's still some restrictions on number of bookings that people can book in. So it's a bit difficult at the minute, but as soon as we can, social meals will be back, which I was always a fan of.
Yeah, huge fan. I think that's something also, I know I say every week something new special about changes, but I mean, you log on to listen to me. Something else special about changes is it's a really receptive service. Like, if you let us know what you need, more times than not, we make it work. When you bring new ideas, when volunteers bring new ideas, when anyone brings new ideas, we're like, okay, let's see what we can do. That's a great idea. Let's make it work. I think that's something really nice about changes. We're not set in stone. We respond to what you need and want.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have we got any more groups to go through? Crafty chat, mindful colouring.
No, just a reminder again, I said some of the online groups that we had. We touched on that we had the Saturday Zoom meeting, that's at 1 o'clock. So the link for that is on that peer support group page. But we also have Zoom online meetings for men only and ladies only. They're both on a Monday evening at 6:30. And again, the respective links are in that link we put out earlier on. Again, just remember on Zoom, you don't need to book in advance. We're already socially distanced enough on that one.
Yeah, I think we might be. Has anyone got any questions this week? Any thoughts? Anyone struggling? Any things they want to talk about? Wow, that time goes quick. We've done 42 minutes.
I know. So just remember, Callie, if you're still listening or watching, if you just drop us a private message with some more details and we'll try and get back in touch with you.
Yeah.
You've got to give this 20 seconds after asking the question, because I think there is a bit of a lag.
Yeah. And any nice thoughts anyone wants to share for the week? A good joke? Anyone want to make me smile?
Good clean joke.
Clean joke.
Family friendly joke.
Family friendly joke. I'm glad we outlined that. We know what Jackie's like.
Yes. Like a sailor. Make a sailor blush.
Is it sunny today?
Patchy. Bit overcast when I came in this morning.
Are we loving the sun or hating the sun, everyone? I'm a typical Brit. Where's the summer? As soon as the sun comes out, I'm hot, I'm sweating. It's horrible.
Yeah, we complaining this weekend when we have some rain.
Yeah, I'll be fuming when it starts raining. I'm like, that's it, it's summer done. That's the British summer, isn't it? 2 days and we're done. Any thoughts, anyone, before we close up this week? Our next live is going to be in 2 weeks. I'm unsure on the day, but I will post it this week or next. And we're going to be going through which one is that? The Wellness Action Plan and our 12-step recovery program. Not the program, but we're going to go through the 12 steps. Share your thoughts, share our thoughts, ramble on and just give us this space. As usual, just another way of you connecting with us, however you want. You know.
Okay. Good. Now we'll go sign off for the day then, and we'll speak to you soon.
Adios, everyone. Thank you for joining us this week. We will see you again in 2 weeks to go through our stuff. Have a lovely day, everyone. And weekend, it's Friday. Woo!
Thank you. Have a nice weekend. Bye-bye.